still do an intro. Hello.
I was not ready for some reason. As soon as I turned to look at my other screen, there we are.
Welcome back, everyone. So I say welcome back as if this is not the first episode of our podcast, but the 7th episode of the Traitors that we're talking about. But you know what? Everyone's talking about, like, everyone literally has a Traitors reaction podcast. So I'm like, why not me? Why not us? So hello everyone, and welcome back to the #1 best Traitors US podcast, the official podcast on Peacock, trash, any other one that you're watching, garbage. And if any of the other hosts take issue with that, you can come fight us. But yes, Jazz, how are you?
I'm good.
Fight Jazz, actually. Only her, not me.
But I'm good.
How have you been? So yeah, we're gonna recap the 7th episode, but we're also going to just kind of, I think we can take some time to just kind of talk about like how you're feeling about the Traitor season, because just for preference or just for some background, I watched the first season of US Traitors and then I haven't watched since. But Jazz, what about you?
I've never watched. I tried to watch last season and then I was like, I know no one in this. And I don't like that I don't know anybody, because people just like, there was that one guy that was just like, I think he was from like Survivor or something, or Big Brother. I don't even know. I think it was Survivor. And it was like, he was like really popular, like, and smart apparently.
From last season?
Yeah, it was like everyone was like, oh, I'm scared of him because he's like really smart. I forgot what his name is. Big, like Ron, right?
Austin Rob?
Right? Yeah, that guy. And I was like, you guys keep talking about this man that I do not know. First episode. I'm sorry, I'm not watching. I can't. The only person I knew was I didn't know existed, and that was Dylan Efron.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I was like, I didn't know he had a brother.
Yeah.
Who is this?
Which
Zach
like
has a brother?
How did they introduce him? Because it's just like, I didn't realize that's why he's on Dancing with the Stars now. Like, I thought he did something famous and then he was on Traitors, and then, but like, so they're just
sprouted out of nowhere.
That's so random. I mean, I guess
it's kind of similar to this season with Travis Kelce's mom.
Yeah,
like, who the heck? Even though they swear that she's America's mom, I was like, I did not know.
I said no.
It took me the longest time to even correlate that her name was the same. Because like, I think there's a scene where they're like, oh, be careful, Taylor might go and get you or something. And I was like, Taylor Swift? Like, why for her? Is that Taylor's mom? Oh my gosh, is that Taylor's mom? And I was like, oh, Kelsey, fudge. Like, I totally forgot. But yeah,
that's so true. And honestly, Swifties, you need to clock what some of these people are saying, because I feel like there's this assumption that they go hard for Donna Kelsey. Do they? Like, that is like their step grandmother twice removed. Like, I don't understand why they would be like, I feel like she just got here. Why would Swifties like be going? I don't know. They're not even married yet. But if I was Swifties, I'd be like, don't be saying my name. Don't.
I feel like they go hard for a lot of things she does, though. So I feel like it's not crazy to attribute.
I guess that's fair. Although I do see a lot of people still say they think the Kelsey or Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift is a PR stunt.
After all these years. I
see it. PR final boss. That's what people are saying.
That's a long con. I don't understand.
Maybe. Just want to give a shout out. Hey Daniel. Hey Danny. And hey Leanne. Listen, Traitors is fun because you don't have to know anything about it. You know, I guess.
If you know Among Us,
true.
It's basically that. Among Us, Werewolf, it's like similar to that.
Yeah, and I feel like it's funner because it's like famous people that you might
Mhm.
tangentially kind of know, and they're like
It's like
coming
reality
together.
TV.
Yeah, somebody called it, one of the podcasts I watched, they called it the Super Smash Brothers of reality.
Reality TV.
Yeah, and I was
With a
like, that
sprinkle
is
of like random people. Dylan and
exactly. It's
Francois.
like reality TV stars and then also figure skaters and then also Eric Nam. Eric Nam's in it, so hey,
Yeah,
it's relevant.
and
Uh,
he's still here.
that's true. Honestly, if he wins, this might give him the Dylan Efron trajectory, at least in America.
He starts going on Dancing with the Stars. That's the peak. Like, I didn't know that's what we were aiming for.
That's the only thing that's what he wanted the whole entire since he started his career in Korea. He was like,
He's like,
if I
Dancing
could
with the
be a
Stars.
Dancer with the
I
Stars in
like this.
America. That's I'm done. I'm done. But yeah, so I mean, for some quick background, Traitors is like a popular show on Peacock. Like Jazz said, it's very similar to Werewolf, where like there's 3 traitors that are secret among the cast of like 20 or so, maybe it's less. And the goal of the everyone who's not a traitor, which they're called faithfuls, is to figure out who the traitors are. So it's very, very messy. They have challenges that don't really matter, but you know, they put them in there anyway. So it's funny because like this is our first Traders podcast, but we're actually recapping episode 7, which was the most recent new episode. So bear with us. But just as a recap, this episode was called the Black Banquet, and where we left off was that last week, after they dragged him through the trenches, made him the pariah, and just treated him like trash, comedian Ron Funches was banished at the round table, but not before Colton, Lucifer himself, no, just kidding, successfully threw suspicion on Lisa Renner, who is an actual traitor. And it was, I guess, so successful. Rob, who is also a traitor, felt as though he needed to jump on that Colton bandwagon, and he not only kind of spoke out against her in a way, he kind of defended Ron more so, but he ended up voting for Lisa, which then creates kind of a fracture amongst the traitors, because obviously Lisa is able to survive that round, but now it's like, what the heck, Rob? Why did you vote for her? But unfortunately, they don't really have time, I feel like, to dwell on that too much, because they're immediately thrown into a banquet that the host Alan says they're going to have. And not only is this a banquet, but there's going to be a murder in plain sight. And so we do get, I believe, in the episode before that the traitors have already decided that Lisa is going to be the perpetrator of the murder in plain sight. And essentially, she has to wear this very hideous brooch, and she has to get somebody to touch it. And whoever she can get to touch it first during the banquet will die, will get murdered.
Not the murdering of a Scottish accent.
Excuse me, I'm 1/4 Scottish, twice removed. Thank you.
Mardard.
That's what you like. Mardard. Like you have to hit that.
Yeah, they do roll their R's randomly sometimes. Not all of them. Like, I feel like, I guess it depends on the area.
So just as like a quick, was there anything you wanted to say about the previous like 7 episodes that happened?
I was just gonna say, like, for context for Leanne or anybody else, is did we say who the traitors are?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so like right now, so there were 4. There were 4.
Yes.
So originally there was a secret traitor, and that was Travis Kelce's mom. I don't remember, Donna Kelce. Mm-hmm. So she was a secret one. So the other traitors didn't know who she was, and they voted her out like maybe like 3rd episode or 4th. So she's gone. But the leftover 3, they all know who each other is, and that's Rob Rob from Love Island. Mm-hmm. You might have seen him. He always had the overalls on, and this is Love Island US. And then there's Candace. I don't know her last name. She's from Housewives.
Yeah.
Real Housewives of
Potomac, I think.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's close. And then another housewife, which was Lisa Rinna. Yeah. So those are the 3 that are left. Mm-hmm. And Lisa. So Rob So now you can probably understand that like Rob kind of like throwing Lisa under the bus is kind of like bad because they are a team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we are.
Let me just, I thought I could have maybe found a cast list, but I am failing to. Yeah, so that's a good background in terms of where we are. And so yeah, Ron, after making a mistake, accidentally getting Portia banished the first round, has pretty much had heat on his back this whole time. And so now that he's gone, it's finally time to, I guess, free them of the whole Ron hunch. And now they're moving on to Lisa, thanks to Colton. So the episode starts off with the murder in plain sight. And so this sucks for Lisa because she's already kind of under suspicion, but she's tasked with completing the murder in plain sight. So after, we don't actually see right away who she murders, but we do get like, okay, it's done. She's murdered something. At this point, Candace and Rob aren't even sure whether it actually took place or not. But then we're told by Alan when he comes in that a murder has taken place and this person is cursed to death. However, in a surprise twist that not even the traitors were aware of, the faithful are told that they're going to be given a chance to save who was ever murdered. So essentially they bring in these two antidotes, and the whole catch or twist is that two of the people, like of the full cast there, can drink the antidote, and if they are the person who got cursed, they'll be saved, but if they don't manage to suss out who actually needs it because they're cursed, that person will die. And so immediately it was kind of like, I don't know, I thought it was a little awkward with them trying to determine who might have been cursed and what it might have been. People are throwing out theories. Jam says that he thinks, I don't know, he points out that Lisa kissed him. Some people think it's Stephen Coletti. He was serving people turkey and rye or something. Yeah.
He's like, I'm not the murderer. I'm not a traitor. I was just handing out. I was like, I'm going to stop you there. What's that, sir? That's what a traitor would say. Why are you saying?
My thing is that I love the short-term memory on everyone, because I swear when they went into it, they're like, okay, don't eat anything, don't drink anything, serve yourself. And then they're like,
just having fun, touching everything.
Exactly. I'm like, wait, let's stick to the plan, actually. It made no sense. But yeah, he is gagged for a second. And the thing is, I don't mean to be shady, but to him right now, for me right now, he's very irrelevant. So when he started being like, I was like, girl, put it down. Nobody's worried about you.
I feel so bad because I also didn't know who he was before. I had to look him up because he's from One Tree Hill, and I did not watch One Tree Hill at all. I only know Chad Michael Murray.
Michael Murray? Murray.
For a second, I thought I said it wrong. I was like,
No, because the thing is, Stephen Coletti is trying to be cute and be Mr. Actor, but everyone knows him from Laguna Beach. If you know, you know.
That's another show that I was like, whoop, that and The Hills.
That is required reading.
Like, I heard about it, but I never was like, I'm gonna watch. What was that? MTV?
Yeah,
it was on
MTV. Yeah. Oh my god, that's so crazy.
But I watched Flavor of Love on VH1.
Oh, okay. That actually is required reading.
I was in there. What's her name? Pumpkin spinning on New York.
So trifling.
So trifling. New York on Traitors. I feel like
somebody would dominate. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's
and put Pumpkin in the same season. Hold on. Take two.
A Favor of Love Traitors reunion crossover special.
I would love that.
Jimmy to Me Power Hour. Who? Oh my god. They need us in the writer's room. Why aren't we in the writer's room, y'all? But yeah, so Jam was like, Lisa kissed me. Like, he
said that like, I forgot he even said anything. He said that early on though. Yeah, and then it diverged into something else. All the other people started coming out of the woodworks and be like, but then I drank. I don't remember what the reasoning was for anybody.
I think it was, I don't even know. I think Tara thought that Dorinda had served her something, and she was like, yeah, and I don't even like turkey, but Dorinda
she was like, I'm a vegetarian. I was like, who remembers what you are? And Dorinda's like, I'm a server. I serve. It's like, oh, Dorinda.
Like, why is this show so funny for no reason? Everyone is so foolish. Like, she was like,
Yeah.
I didn't even like turkey. Girl, then why did you eat it?
Yeah, why did you take it? You could have been like, I don't like turkey. That's
What is
it.
wrong with everyone? It's such
The
a mess.
reasonings. People, you know how it's like so crazy. There's like a Twilight Zone episode like that's similar to this situation where it's like it's called Monsters on Maple Street. And so it's basically like a whole street of people like and all the neighbors like are outside. I forget what they're doing, but like the lights start flickering, like their houses start acting weird. And so like they all start to turn on each other because they're thinking like one of the people is an alien. So they're like start pointing at each other and just like I feel like once you're in a situation where it's like you don't know, you don't have tips or like any reference, people just will start pointing fingers or just being like, save me, I'm not the one. And it's like just becomes me. And so it's like anything in this situation, I feel like I would take with a grain of salt because I feel like people are just like, it could be me. I could be the one that had it. I sneezed over here and maybe that's the reason. And it's like, no, calm down.
I think, and that's like such a good segue because I think one of the biggest like things to come out of this whole situation is the argument between Natalie and Tara, because basically at some point Johnny just goes ahead and swipes one of the anecdotes and gives it to I keep saying antidotes and gives it to Kristen, which leaves Tara, who believes she was poisoned or she was cursed by Dorinda, and Natalie, who I think she was one of the people who were saying that Steven served her something, and that might have been why she was going to she was cursed. They were fighting over it, and it just ends up with Natalie drinking it. Or I think Tara's like, she basically backs off because Natalie's going hard. So I did want to ask, do you think Natalie was doing too much, or do you think, you know, anyone but me, like I have to make sure she had a good strategy and just drinking it and fighting to the very end for it, and I guess apologizing later?
I think everybody was crazy. As I said, I think none of the reasonings to me made any sense. So I feel like I don't blame her because like in a situation where, as I said, like it's like you don't know what's happening, you don't have any reference, like it. You just go crazy. You're like, I don't want to die. So you're just like, I'll take the antidote immediately. No questions asked.
Same. I mean, I thought it was so smooth. I mean, obviously, because I think Kristen literally was like, I'm not going to fight over it like some type of animal. Like, it's not that deep. And then Johnny Snap. I would have just been like, I walked over and be like, all right. It's like, why do I need permission? Thank you, Alan. Wash it down. Carbony.
As soon as he puts it out, you just grab it. You're like, thank you. I know this is for me.
I drink both.
Thank you. I need double the protection.
I was fired.
Double kills.
That was
they exist in this show.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's one of those things where you start seeing like the gamers versus everyone else, because I definitely was getting like Survivor tease with her just being like, let me just fight to the death for it because that's that important. But you know, it was all a waste because Jam Jam. I want to say Yam.
I keep saying that too. I thought people just were saying his name wrong, just like how they keep spelling everybody's name wrong. What's her name? Portia? Okay, guys, sorry. I just have to say this. The first episode, they voted out a girl named Portia. The amount of spellings of Portia's name, I was like, is this a normal thing? Like what? Is her name not like in I'm so confused.
Steven done spelled her name like the damn car. I was like,
I mean, I would have too. I still don't know what it is.
Absolutely no sense.
Isn't it like port and then IA?
I think
is that it?
For Portia? I think it's Porsche. Like it's with an E, right?
You know, I mean like for
her actual thing.
Yeah, for her.
I think it's PORSHA.
I take it back. Confusing.
That's literally hooked on phonics. Pronounce it how it's spelled.
That's not how you spell Porsche.
Oh my god. I feel bad for her. Imagine getting voted out and people can't even spell your name right on the way out. I would be humiliated.
How do you spell Portia in Cars?
It's like with an E, because I know.
No, I mean like in the Cars movie.
Not Portia, not pores on your nose, Sha. Like, get out.
I was saying Portia. Portia.
E-O.
Portia.
Yes,
I'm telling you this.
Let's just read
Portia.
it more. Oh, okay. I could see that one, but I wouldn't think that's how somebody spelled their name. Is that how Ellen's wife spells it? If they're still married.
Oh,
Ellen's
maybe
wife?
that's who I was thinking of.
That is so funny though. That gets me. I think for Candace, no, not Candace. Somebody went and it was very similar, and I was like, "How is this happening?" I mean, Colton even asked
if Candace has to leave. The name, it's just gonna be Candace.
I'll be honest. I don't get how her name.
I feel like it was a misspelling, and then they were like, "Well, here we are," because it looks like Candy ants.
Yeah. I've never seen kids spell that way. No shade. Everyone's beautiful and everyone's nice. Also, hello, Mon. Thank you for coming. All right. So, yeah, we found out that Jam Jam is the one that's actually murdered. Period. And this is the most hilarious scene I've ever seen, because basically he's like, it's Lisa. Lisa, give me
a kiss. I was like, okay.
Like, that was so funny. And the thing is, none of this has ever been done on US traitors before. Usually, I think there's been murders in plain sight, but there's never been a chance for you to reverse that. And so I don't think there's ever been a situation where somebody was basically dragged off while being murdered, as opposed to the overnight they get the letter situation. Yeah. So one of the big issues that I was seeing on Twitter and like all this social media was that a lot of people were actually mad that Jam Jam got to speak after being murdered, because a lot of people feel as though him being like, Lisa, kiss me, basically sealed her fate. But it wasn't fair, because obviously now with the knowledge that he's being killed, he can reverse engineer, as opposed to everyone else having to after the fact. So do you think that? I think it's good too, but people were saying that
it spices it up.
That's what I'm saying. The one thing that is so funny about this game is that being a faithful is so hard, because there's nothing to actually go off of. Yeah. And so I'm like literally throwing them a bone, and like Lisa was already now actually. Because the thing is, another thing is, a lot of people were saying, like, he obviously got correct that was Lisa, but he had the method wrong. So do you think he actually knew, or he was just saying that because Lisa was already suspicious?
I don't know. Because you would think that he would have said that earlier, but then again, I feel like he was just quiet the whole time, except for that one part in the beginning of the conversation. So I'm like, I don't know. It could be that he was like, okay, I'll pick the one person who's suspicious and remember what she's done that could have been a reason. So it could have been that way. I didn't even think about that.
I mean, I think it's kind of interesting, because like if he did think it was Lisa, like why would you be like, because I like the whole brooch situation when he fixed her brooch, like you are interacting a lot with somebody who potentially you think might be the murderer or one of the traitors and is doing a murder in plain sight. I just feel like if he thought it was Lisa just because already, he would have been far away from her. So I definitely think that like he probably was like, okay, she's acting a little suspicious, so if I die, probably not. But
I think your mic is getting a little muddy.
Oh, is it? How about now? Is it better? Okay. So yeah. So the last thing I wanted to ask, how do you think, because people were going back and forth, Lisa was obvious, Lisa wasn't. How do you think she did a good job, and how would you have handled the murder in plain sight if it was your task to get them to touch that ugly ass brooch?
I wouldn't have accepted the task. I would have been like, I don't know what to do with this. I can't even think of an idea. I mean, I thought what she did was really smart, being like, "Oh, I think it's like poking me or something," and then having someone try and fix it for her. I was like, "That's smart." Would I think about that? Maybe, but like, I wouldn't have accepted the task because I think I would be like, "Oh, that's a lot of pressure to somehow get someone to touch something that's on my outfit." I don't know.
I just feel like I would have tried to not accept it. She seemed really, I remember when they were like doing it, they came to the conclusion that Rob couldn't wear it because it would be too like obvious, and then she kind of volunteered ish to do it. And I feel like at the time it's like the badass thing to do as the traitor who wants to be like the face of the whatever. But I do think given the heat on her, although I'm not sure she knew there was heat on her when she actually accepted it, it just was too much. Because I was thinking maybe I would have dropped it and got somebody to pick it up, but then if that person died, it might have been really obvious. Like you would have to do it in secret.
Yeah. Do it multiple times, like it keeps falling off. That's like also obvious.
Throw it at them, they
like, this is go. They touched it.
I'm like, Talon, did I kill him or no? And they're like, oh, show.
You killed his eye.
Like, I won. Hello, Zala. Welcome to the stream. All right. So we had the murder in place. Oh, sorry. What I wanted to do is say we had a lot of outfits. A lot of people had like thoughts about the outfits that everyone wore to the banquet. Jess, what was your favorite outfit out of the ones we saw during the dinner? Best and worst. Let's do best and worst.
Best and worst. Okay. I will say, I think, what's her name? Mara.
Oh, Mara from Love It.
I like Mara. I like Jam Jam. I like, what's her name? Oh my gosh, names. I'm bad at names. The chef.
Oh, Kristen.
Kristen. There we go.
Yeah, Kristen's and Jam Jams. Yeah. Who did you hate?
Rob's is ugly. That's
ugly. Rob is hot, therefore his outfits can't be ugly. What do you think?
What is that? It's just a piece of paper on his body. What? It doesn't even look like high quality. Sorry.
It's a she and Bustier. Sue him. Okay.
Sure. Wait, who's the first one?
Lisa.
Oh, I hate this. That's
crazy for you to say.
I don't like Dorinda's. I don't like there's someone else I didn't like. Oh, Natalie.
Don't do my girl Natalie. People have been coming for her fashions this whole thing, and I'm saying y'all need to get the heck out of here. Okay. Some people like to look scrunk. Okay. Some people like to look like, I don't know. She's been doing a lot of acrobatic kind of like track type of, I don't know, things that I feel like you can move around in a lot. And I feel like that's just her fashion. I think this is cute,
cool, but this outfit's ugly. I never had any comments about her other fashion. I'm just saying that's not cute.
How dare? How now, brown cow? I actually would say Stevens is the ugliest because it's so plain and then just randomly ugly, and I don't like that. I feel like if you're gonna be ugly, if you're gonna wear something ugly, make it like daring. I quite like hers, Lisa Rinna's. I think it's cute.
Looks like she's in a play in the background.
Kind of.
What is it? Sweeney Todd song? That's what I'm imagining her start singing.
The Demon Barber of Fleet Street. I like it. I don't know. I love when it's just super dramatic that it's like a costume. And I love the corset over like such a like big, like poofy outfit. I don't know. Okay, y'all, that was fashion.
Maybe if it wasn't her. I must no offense to her. Or actually, you know what? Let me not say that. Let me not say not her. Maybe if it wasn't here at this thing. If she was like at a Met Gala and the theme was sailors, I'd be like, oh, I see it. I like it. That makes sense. But yeah, everyone else was not dressed like this.
That's fair. And I feel like maybe even as a creator, it like draws more to her, which is bad that this was a murder in plain sight. So maybe I can definitely concede that maybe this wasn't the right place. But
Yeah.
I feel like it's so cute. All right. So after the murder in plain sight, we cut to breakfast. Do you want to talk about breakfast, Jazz?
Sure. Okay, so after the murder, they go back to sleep, wake up, go to breakfast, and the first people to arrive are the traders. So that's Ron, not Ron. I keep saying Ron, their name. My gosh, Rob, Lisa, and Candace. So they kind of just like discuss the like growing tension between Lisa and, well, actually Lisa, Candace, and Rob. So like it's basically the housewives versus Rob at this point. And it's like who's in the right? Nobody, like, it's, I don't know. That can be a question for later. But the other players arrive, and so they talk about like Jam saying Lisa's name after the like when he gets taken away. And then also they harp on Natalie for the antidote decision. So her just being very like ravenous for the antidote, and then ultimately taking it. So they kind of view that as an act of being a traitor and just taking away one of the antidotes so that there's less of a chance of an actual person who's endangered to be saved. Which to me, I'm like, would that nobody was looking at Jam Jam anyway, so like nothing happened. So I would think that she would only try and grab it if somebody was about to take it and they were about to die. That's my thought, but I don't know what you think. Like, do you think they have a reason like to pick Natalie just for that decision?
I feel like it really works in Lisa's favor because she knows that next time it's time to banish her, ass is grass. But I'm trying to like, because like, I was like, ooh, I would love to play this show and I would love to play it as a faithful, but it very is annoying that like, if you just do something that draws any type of attention to you, even if it's not even like really bad or like good, people are just like, you must be a traitor. Because I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's like, if she was a traitor, none of the people that she was snatching it from was gonna die. So then she did all the hooting and hollering for nothing. It doesn't make sense. She just wanted the antidote because she didn't want to die. Like, that sounds way more like, doing that seems way more like a faithful than anything. So if anything, you can be like, the same reason why they hated Jam Jam, because he was trying to always get a shield and he was crying when he couldn't get a shield.
You're like, he's fake crying. Like, he might have been real crying. That was some seriousness.
I screamed that everyone clocked that the crying was fake. Like, they were like, his fake cry. I was like, Jam Jam is not even effective. Abort mission. But yeah, I was just like, yeah, I feel like people have to really like, just because you don't like somebody did something doesn't make them a traitor. It just means you don't like them. So it's just like, I don't know. I thought it was annoying that like, Natalie essentially had to apologize, but like, I can understand why she did it, because having good like will amongst your other faithful is good. But I just feel like people aren't using like their actual thinking brains. They're just like, that was out of pocket, so she must be a faithful or a traitor. So
a lot of things that they choose to say in the show, I'm like, how to be. Weren't you just looking at this other person and now suddenly you're like, wait a minute, she blinked twice. You're only supposed to blink once. Hold on. It could be her.
I love that. Like, the made up how somebody would act if they're actually a faithful versus a traitor. And it's like, you just made that up, actually. What do you mean? It's so annoying. It'd be so miserable to be a faithful if you're like an extroverted, outgoing personality. I mean, we saw Ron Funches and honestly, even Michael Rappaport, as annoying as he was, they got him out of here because he wanted to shut up, not because they genuinely thought he was a faithful or a traitor. I don't think so.
I mean, he needed to go.
He did
too much. I was like, he walked in and was like, I'm not going to talk as much, and then proceeded to talk as much. I was like, can you stop talking?
No, because that killed me when Tiffany was literally trying to coach him on how to be quiet. Like she was like, I know you're not a traitor, but like you're just doing too much. So if you would actually just pull it back, that killed me. Like his first day on Earth tease. Like I don't even know what is wrong with that man, but yeah. Um I also like, okay, so I'm kind of torn where I am in this Lisa versus Rob versus Candace like situation, because like while I do in some ways think that Rob did a little much with not like showing himself as a faithful, so not siding with like Lisa, like I do think that when Lisa was like, you need to help me out, that was a little like presumptuous, because I do think it does benefit the traders to stick with each other for a while, but I don't think that anyone owes you their game, because at the end of it, it is an individual game. Like you can lose and get eliminated and then he'll still be in the game. So if that is a situation that he feels like is going to occur or needs to happen, he's allowed to do it. I mean, I don't even know what put Lisa in Colton's bad graces. I don't even remember. But like if you're yeah, so that kind of sucks.
I think you can continue your thought. And I was
no. What were you gonna say? Because it was just
basically like I feel like I understand Rob's like reasoning, because it's like she put herself in that situation by acting not like herself, and like yes, he can help. I do think like later on in the episode he had time to like switch up a little bit, but like. But prior to that, like last episode, it made sense why he would vote for her, because it's like it doesn't make sense for him to suddenly drop the people that he's been hanging out with to then defend the person they are against. Like it looks very bad. Like if it was just like, oh, Lisa, they don't really care, they're like in the middle, like his friends, then it makes sense that he could be like try and sway them away from Lisa, but they're like dead set on Lisa. So for him to just be like, you know what, I'm with you guys, but like not Lisa. Like this sounds, I don't know. It takes away your allegiances.
I do agree. And that's when it becomes really, really hard, because like it's like two things. Like I understand that it would make him look rude to the faithfuls to suddenly be like, guys, I just don't see that Lisa's it. But I think the problem is that he's doing one thing and he's saying another thing to Lisa. So it's like he's saying, I had no choice. And it's like, it's not necessarily like for example, when he was like, oh yeah, like you know, you stayed, I didn't think you were actually gonna go. That's not true. It was so close. And it's like, if you were in on it, then you probably knew there was a lot of people that would be swayed by Colton or was in the know that this was going to happen. So it's like, if I see you vote for me, I think we're supposed to like have some type of camaraderie, and you're not defending me. And I do think he did go out of his way to like say why he didn't think it was Ron, which in theory I guess is fine, but it is kind of setting him up to then be like, well, my hands are tied, because I do think he was friends with Ron. He understands Ron's not in whatever, but it's like there was a lot of people that felt sympathetic towards Ron but then voted for him anyway, and even Ron was kind of like, I get that you have to vote for me to move on. So I feel like if he gave you that easy out, you could have gone down that road. I'm not saying you have to, and I do think it helps his overall game with looking faithful and looking like great, but I feel like the idea that he's like, I could understand why Lisa was kind of annoyed, because it's like, you're telling me you have no choice, but then you're doing very proactive things, and then you're acting like, oh, well, it wasn't going to end like this. It's like, it very well could have, and I think, you know, so it kind of seems, it kind of can come off as snaky. I think that's what it is. But I don't blame Ron. Or Rob. I keep saying Ron.
Yeah, see? These 3-letter names and being RO.
That's true. And there was a whole other Rob too. And
yeah, which I didn't even notice that was his name. How long did he last?
Do not do Mr. Sesternino.
I feel so bad. It's not even his fault. So like he just existed.
It's so funny because I'm literally like, who's that? But it's like not in a shady way. It's because they're not giving you screen time. Like I feel like people always think it's shady, but it's like, if I say who's that and it's Colton, you know I'm being shady. But
as he showed his face multiple times this episode during the voting, I was like, can we stop? He's not even saying anything. Which I was like, you know what? He should have been the one teaching that one guy, Michael Rappaport, how to be quiet, because he found a way. He was sitting there just like, he just let Rob speak and was just like,
he was quiet, but then so loud, like with the facial expressions, like they said.
It was just, yeah.
Like, kind of.
Not even hand movements. He was just sitting there. I was like, yeah. Every time they panned to him, I was like, stop.
Yeah, I would be scrapping with Colton. I'm sorry. Like, he's playing the game, but just the way that he cocks his head. And he gotta like act like you're the worst person on earth when he accuses you. I would be.
See, you'd be with Colton. I'd be going against Dorinda. Dorinda, count your days. I think what really got me with Dorinda is Ron.
Not
her coming for Ron. And Ron was like, I don't care about your family. I was like, exactly, Dorinda. We don't care about your family, Dorinda. We don't know you.
What a justified crash out. He was literally like, I don't care.
Politely. Yep. To be honest, I just don't care.
He's like, I do not care about your family. And then she's like, so how are you supposed to play? And he's like, I don't care. Like,
not knowing your family. Like, that's how we proceed. No, both.
Like, oh god, that Ron situation. It was so sad because he might have genuinely not cared, but I also think it was a defense mechanism from being ostracized, where it was like they were ostracizing him, and then they were like, well, why aren't you being friends with us? And it's like, because you're already making him feel uncomfortable. And so it's like you have to beg and plead for him to like, he has to like beg and plead to prove he's not a traitor, or like be like, you know, apologetic for the whole Portia thing. It's like, why would I want to be friends with somebody who's making me feel like I have to jump through all this hoops for making a mistake, while you're letting Colton cockatoo his neck all over the damn round table.
Someone voted out himself and be wrong. And he gets a second chance.
The way that he'll be wrong, he'll be like, anyway.
And so you, it's Natalie. So, okay, wait, how did we get here?
It gagged me.
Give us a train of thought.
When him and Eric Nam double teamed Tiffany to get her out of here, and then Eric Nam was like, I can't believe. Oh, it's like he said something like, it's all my fault. I feel like it's all my fault that Tiffany left. And then Colton was like, it is. And Eric was like, it's yours too. Like, I legit think Colton forgot.
Like, if you didn't say you heard that voice, I wouldn't have voted. Eric's like, if you didn't say that, I wouldn't have said I heard a voice. I feel Eric getting away with being like, I know that laugh anywhere. And it was Tiffany. And it wasn't even Tiffany. And we just like forgot.
I felt so bad for Eric, because that would have been the gag of the fucking season if he actually correctly pinpointed who it was. But as soon as he said Tiffany, I was like, turn the screen off. I'm not trying to see Eric go out like this. This is humiliating. But he's lucky that it was with Colton, because Colton he casts spells on everyone, so they forget that he's flopping, so he can flop some more. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
I mean, he had to win. So now he's on top. He's on top again.
Because I guessed right now, it erases every single time I guess wrong, and I'm actually 2 for 2. Exactly.
He's like, actually, if you really think about it, I'm helping us out by weeding out some of the faithfuls, so we only have some of the traitors.
And they would eat that up. I honestly think they would eat that up. Okay, so moving on to the mission. So following breakfast, we had the mission of the episode, which was a gold collecting mission. Essentially, the players start with a bag of gold, and they must carry it through like this like hilly, mountainous obstacle course. At one point, they had opportunity to earn more gold by using the gold they already had to hit these like clay pots or whatever, and if they were able to break it, depending on how many they broke, they could earn more gold, but it would kind of be like sacrificing your gold at an attempt to getting more gold. At the end, the players at the end of the obstacle course, the players all had like these boxes where you were to dump your gold in, with the person who had the top 6 people with the most gold being able to play in another game for a special advantage. So you could either dump your gold into your own box, or if you were like, I kind of flopped, I don't have any that much gold anyway, you could dump it into another player's box, which would just kind of allow them to combine with your gold, like maybe propel them to the top 6. And so the top 6 gold holders advance to a dagger game. And so this ends up being Natalie, Steven, Rob, Mark, Colton, and Eric. And so essentially it's this game, which this was so lame and floppy, but it was basically this game where they all get like a secret like slate, and one of it has a picture of a dagger on it. And so all of them get it except Rob, and then Rob has to basically try to figure out which one of them have it and then make the exchange. And like nothing said, unless you have the dagger, you don't know you have the dagger. Unless you used to have the dagger and the dagger got taken from it, you don't know. But it was really dumb because I feel like they hyped it up as like the top 6 will get this advantage. But really, whoever first had the dagger and then Rob were the only one who really ever got a chance to like seriously play for the dagger. Like once you didn't have the dagger, unless you were Rob, then you weren't getting the dagger, and that was it. Like that was flop city. But anyway, Rob does do something very interesting though. So like I mentioned, with the way that the game works, the only people that really know where the dagger is at and who had the dagger is the person who started with it, and then Rob if he's able to get it. So before the 6 players of the dagger game, return to the main group, Rob turns around and he's like, listen, I want to make an alliance with you guys. So I'm going to be honest. I'm the one with the dagger, but I want us to make a pact that we don't tell anyone. And we kind of keep it between us. I'm a faithful. I trust that you guys are faithfuls. So I think this could be a really, really good pact. And so, of course, the girls were gagged because that's their man. Like, they love him. Natalie will stand behind. No, let me stop. People keep saying Natalie and Colin are like love struck by him. But my question to you,
Natalie?
You don't think Natalie has Goo Goo Gaga eyes for him? I think she's married, so I probably shouldn't do too
Out
much.
of all the ones, I thought it was Mara, whatever. How would you say Mara?
You think so? I think they have like a cute.
Didn't he like pick her up?
But I feel like they're just playing. Because they're both from Love Island, so they like know the.
I guess, yeah.
But
that's true.
I think Colton's locked in. I think everyone just thinks Rob's like hot, so they're just like whatever you see.
They're all locked in.
Alan's locked in.
He's gonna win. Watch, I can feel it.
Wins.
This is a charm, which is just like him existing.
Stop, honestly, because I'm like this is the charm. This is me.
Like he literally looks disinterested in everything. I remember watching Love Island for the 2 seconds that I did that he was on, and I remember her just being like, "I like him, but like he does nothing. So why do I like him?"
I think that's part of the charm, right? Because it's like it reminds me of those like Wattpad fan fictions where it's like the bad guy that doesn't care about anyone, but he has eyes for you. Like it's like almost like this. If I can get his attention, oh my God, I'm so special because he looks so uninterested, like that kind of thing. I think that's his appeal.
Why it's because I'm that girl that liked all those characters. Sasuke and Naruto. I like the emo ones, Wait,
isn't that Sasuke though? He's like brooding.
That's what I'm saying. I'm that girl that likes. That's probably why when I was watching Love Island, I was sitting there like, "Why do I like this guy? He's doing absolutely nothing." But I really like what he's doing. Yes, it's like the overalls. What the fudge? Why are you wearing overalls all the time? I like this, I guess.
Yeah, very interesting. But so I did want to ask the dagger. Okay, so the dagger situation. If Robert turned to you and was like, "Hey, I'm sure you're faithful. We should make a pact." Are you being like, "Wow, what a faithful guy"? Are you being like, all right, traitor? Like, did that pact, what did you think about that pact? From his perspective of making it as somebody who's secretly a traitor, and then as the faithful perspective for seemingly just accepting it and being like, yeah, I guess this is great for me. Like, I don't know. It seems suspicious to me, but what do you think?
To be honest, when he said that, I was like, what's the
I guess that's true. I'd be like, I'm sorry, Rob, but I can only accept this pack if you give me the dagger. I started joking.
I was gonna say he's not gonna give it to you just for
like, so you must be a traitor then. I'm telling Colton.
And that's what he
Wait, Colton's already here.
On you. This is 2 votes right on you.
Stop. I'm like, Alan, no, he can't do this. And then I just try to rip it from his hands. And then I take it. Me and Natalie.
So then now that everyone knows that he definitely got the 2 votes.
I'll just flush him. I'll be like, okay, you know what? To show that I have goodwill, I'm going to use this dagger and vote twice against myself, knowing that nobody will vote for me because you're seeing how trustworthy I am.
You get all the votes.
I'm like, no, wait.
It's supposed to be reverse psychology.
Rob, defend me.
You already tried to kill him.
I'll be like, please stop. Like,
well for you.
Rob, why aren't you throwing your game away from me? What?
I feel like you're just digging a hole. This whole episode, you would just be digging a hole.
I'm like, wait, Eric, your ears. What are your ears saying?
So what did you hear? And he's like, I heard your laugh, actually. I was wrong.
I'm like, okay, now you're just saying
these ears are never wrong.
Except when we said Old Tiffany. And they're like, we forgot that. Remember?
I swear you just heard a laugh that was a female, and he was like,
I honestly think
so.
that
they say.
I honestly think so. And I feel kind of bad because I feel like he was probably gassed up by Colton's accusation. Yep. But
and then just have Colton be like, yeah, you did that. You got her voted out. How dare you say that? All those things.
Colton's reverse psychology. I love his witchcraft. He's just like, yeah, I can't believe Eric did that to Tiffany. Anyway, y'all, I think Steven was being suspicious.
He's so crazy. Maybe that's why I like him. I'm like, you know, you do you. Messy but productive. Dorinda.
Not your one-sided beef with Dorinda. Oh my god. Should we pick a beef for the season? Your beef is with Dorinda. My beef is like either with Eric Nam's ears, or I think Colton is too obvious. So my beef will be with
Dorinda again.
Stop, man. You have 2 Dorinda beefs. Okay. Mine will be with Mark because every now and then I forget who he is.
Mark, wait, who? Okay. Because I quite literally was like, wait, who? Wait, Mark's the One Tree Hill.
Your beef with Mark and Dorinda. Because
anybody that doesn't speak. Mark. Okay, no, Mark actually does speak,
but they left it on the cutting room floor. Actually, did you see that? That Kristen said that they've completely been cutting out how her and Mark have like grown a friendship over the episodes, and then also how they have been low-key strategizing. Like she said that apparently when Jam Jam was like, it was the kiss, Lisa kiss me, she was like, that makes no sense because that would definitely be an HR violation. There's no way they would say that kissing was what the traitor needed to do, right? Which would have helped Lisa, not really them, but like, you know, she's like, yeah, I'm not just, you know, doing nothing as like the edit shows. So she was like,
but that provided nothing.
Huh?
No offense. I feel like that it's an HR. I feel like kissing on the cheek. Is that
HR? I guess they're like, they would never have anything with a kiss because it could potentially get, even if it's like a cheek kiss, somebody could potentially feel comfortable. But she said they did like an HR training, which would have been like,
okay,
like, yeah, not make sense with the HR training they got. So, but yeah, I guess that would have hurt them though. So good thing she didn't say anything. But yeah, so yeah, I thought, I don't know, if Rob was doing that, I just feel like there's a point where, and I'll probably get more into this when we talk about the roundtable discussion, but like, I just feel like Rob, oh my God, Rob is like, I feel like if people weren't snowed by him, maybe they'd be a little bit more suspicious of his actions. But I guess that kind of is like to a point of like, certain people are allowed to play the game certain ways. And that includes if you are winning people over, if you're charming, if people like have this tendency to want to like you, then you can probably do something that would look courageous, brave, truthful, like heroic to some people, and then to other people, if you were different or if you were like not the whatever, it would look shady, it would look seedy. So it's just kind of like, because I just feel like that's such a bold play to be like, I know you guys are faithful. How literally, you like us, you don't know, like there's strategies as to why, even if there is a traitor in that group, that would have been a good reason. But if you're saying to me, you're a faithful, I'd be like, I don't even know if you're a faithful. Oh, I sound a little like Funches. Well, I don't even know if you're
oh, that was actually really good. The well.
But yeah, so I'm just like, Ron, y'all are I don't know. Y'all are too sweet on him. All right, we can go to the round table.
Oh. So yeah, next up is the round table, which is for those of you that don't know, that is where basically you vote out a person that you think is a traitor. So they have time to like really discuss like who they think it is and why, and then they can have like back and forth. But like at the end, you write down who you think, and then whoever gets, I forgot how many votes. Is it 8, 9?
Oh, it must change though as the people go down.
That's true. I think whoever gets like, I guess, majority,
yeah.
There's like a number, I guess, that you
like
get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that means you're automatically out, despite even if, because they go one at a time. Who's like who they're voting for, like each person goes one at a time, and so they'll count. And then if you get enough votes, even if you haven't gone through everyone, you're voted out. Doesn't matter. So in this round table, basically, it starts off with basically Natalie's antidote decision resurfacing. It also gave Lisa time to like bring up a certain situation that she had with Natalie, where Natalie kind of said, we voted out somebody. And so like, this is kind of like something that people like to listen to. Like they'll listen to like your like words that you choose, word choice that you have. And if you say like murder, that makes it sound like to other people that you are the traitor, because only traitors murder. You vote out the traitor, or you vote out your fellow faithfuls. So when people start saying that, it gets a little funky. So that was her reasoning of how she was going to get it off of herself. It was going to like really try and seal the deal with this new information. So people are looking at Natalie, but then Colton basically pivots it over back to Lisa. So somehow, he found his way. In fact, did Colton even say anything really? Because I feel like Rob came in and was like, let me finish the job for you. He said, shut up. I got you. As Colton just, as we said earlier, he kind of like was like, while Rob spoke and was just like, yeah, like Jam said all that thing. Like he said Lisa when he was like being carried out and blah, blah, blah. And everyone's like, you know what? You kind of swinging me over to Lisa. So then Lisa's trying to like defend herself. I can't remember what she said, but it was kind of like, what did she say?
I think she was like, she basically was just like, I didn't kiss him. Like I think the whole crux of the like argument was
she was saying like I did air kisses to everyone.
Yeah.
So if that's the reasoning, like everybody else was like, I also got an air kiss from Lisa, and she was like, that's who I am. And that was basically her reasoning. But I feel like it wasn't strong enough, because by the time that everyone voted, majority voted for Lisa. In fact, as I said earlier, they got to a point where it was like not everyone even said their vote yet, and she had already gotten enough votes and was voted out. So at that point, she told everybody that she was a traitor. And yeah.
Yeah. This was such a funny table. I don't know. The whole time I was just laughing because it was just like, I don't know. I kind of felt bad for Lisa. Is that crazy?
I didn't.
Okay.
You can continue why though. It might sway me.
I felt bad. You're like, change my mind. I felt bad because I feel like So, okay, so like, okay, this is a little outside baseball, whatever they call it. Not really, because again, I only watched season 1 and then I'm watching this. But from what I discerned, a lot of people were saying that the traitors breaking up, like the traitors going against each other, the traitors throwing each other under the bus, not trying to defend each other or whatever. Well, maybe not saying not trying to defend each other, but potentially throwing each other under the bus. Has literally led to the downfall of so many traitor seasons. Like, it wasn't even that the faithfuls ate, it's just that the traitors throwing each other under the bus made people suspicious and was able to lead to them finding out who the traitors were or whatever. And so I think if Lisa is watching, if she watched that maybe in preparation for this, she probably thinks, okay, we all agree that the last thing we should do is not stay together. Like, we should be trying, like, above everyone else, above your relationships and alliances with everyone else, it should be traitors. So I feel like she does feel like kind of, she probably feels gagged and gobsmacked and just surprised, even with the sneak peek that we had, you know, of him voting for her last round table, that he's going so hard. Like, it's like, I expect this out of Colton, I expect this out of whatever. And I do think that her and Candace were being a little entitled when they were like mad at Rob, and they're like, why aren't you doing X, Y, and Z? But I feel like it came from a place to be like, don't you know, if we stick together, that's the best way to win. So seeing, especially in this round table, him essentially like turn the whatever, and like all she could really do, like, you can't really do much, because it's like, even at this point, if she was like, actually it's Rob, because she knows it's Rob, that's just gonna look suspicious, it's gonna look desperate, can't really turn it on everything. And it's like, Colton's annoying enough, but now it's not even Colton, it's also somebody else that everyone seems to like a lot and respect the opinion of, and this happens to be somebody that you actually thought was on your side. Because I think as a traitor, it's like, who do you really trust? Because it's like, yes, you have to get like a somewhat of a decent amount of faithfuls to be friends with and like whatever, but you're doing that knowing you're lying to them. So it's like, the only people you can be like really tight with and truthful with is the traitors. So when a traitor is like, yeah, no, I'm gonna do my thing with my faithful friends, you probably do feel like, what am I supposed to say? And the evidence was so damning with like Jam Jam and, you know, Rob soliloquy when he was talking about like, why would Jam Jam lie? It's true. And it's like, even when she was trying to defend herself, the only thing she could say is, I didn't kiss him, which is like not anything. Like, I don't know. It just felt like there was no way she could genuinely come back from that. And that's just sad to see. I mean, I do think that like she could have played better. Colton, I think he had a really good hunch when he was like, you're not acting like a housewife would act. And it was kind of fair when she was like, well, I don't have to act like that all the time. Okay, girl. But
like, was it fair? Because when she said that, I was like, girly, I don't even watch Housewives, but I know who you are. You're not that, like, you're not quiet.
That's like, true.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt really, really bad though, because it just feels like nobody had her back. And then like Candace was defending her, but I also feel like, oh, hold on. Hello?
Hello.
Oh wait, hold on. Sorry, y'all, my headphones are flopping. I might have to switch to my the head headphones.
She actually hates me. It's my hearing. Oh, did she hear me?
Hello. Okay. I don't know if it's because I keep hearing you and then it's like kind of robotic, and I don't know if it's my headphones or. Hold on.
Is it my internet?
Hold on. Anyone in the chat, what is the audio sounding like?
I think it sounds fine. I'm just delayed in hearing.
Okay, I think it's fixed. Sorry. Sorry, what were you saying? My bizzle.
I think it was about to be the same thing you were about to say, is that like Candace was trying.
Hear you.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. I muted.
Wow.
Okay, say something.
Hello.
Okay, hold on. 1 sec. Let me try. Hold on for a second.
How's everyone doing? While we wait. Oh, that was quick. Can you hear me?
I can. It might. Okay, hold on. Let me try one thing by changing my audio device. I mean, my.
How did it change?
Wasn't
it just working? Wasn't it just working?
Yeah, I don't know why. Now it's like. Because my thing is, if it's like an audio thing, like a mic thing, why am I also hearing it? Hold on. Can you hear me now? Could you say something?
Oh, hold on. I keep playing the YouTube stream, and so like it's like delayed. So hearing you talk, that was my bad. You're muted.
Sorry. It's fine now. My audio interface. Josh! Doing you Focusrite, Scarlet, 2i2, Generation 3.
I feel like I have the same one.
Oh.
I mean, I don't use it right now.
I'm like, why can't you work like hers works? Anyway, yeah, so sorry. Yeah, so I was just on my spiel that I felt bad for Lisa because I felt like it was just a really hard situation thinking who you think is supposed to be your ally is your ally. But you feel like that Rob made the right decision?
Wait, so earlier I did. But I will say in this when he spoke, because like when him speaking up during the round table, I was like, okay, Rob, you didn't need to say a single thing. In fact, you just dug the whole like Candace worked so hard to get all these people to start to vote for Natalie. Like Candace and I feel like Lisa as well, by coming up with a reason of why it could be Natalie. And then he was just like, I'm gonna stop you there. Hold up. Let's go back and think about how Jam said. I was like, sir, you have one job. Just if Colton wants to say something, he'll say something.
Exactly.
And then
he will.
Done. Yeah. Like he was being quiet, but I think if he wanted to, because you weren't saying anything, he would have done it. And I don't think he would have been like, why didn't you say anything? And if he was, I'd be like, because I thought you were going to say something.
Yeah. And let's be real, Colin loves to talk. I feel like in the beginning of that, he was like, I'm going to lay low. And then he immediately was like, actually, I would like to pivot to Lisa. It's like, is that laying low in your world?
Well, that's why he laid low after. He said, I pivot to Lisa. And Rob, you finish the job. Like, you know exactly what to do. Basically, I felt like Rob was like his little dog, his attack dog. Because he just sat there.
Yeah, I didn't.
But one thing, I was just going to say, the only reason I was a little side-eye about Lisa and wasn't feeling as bad was only because like her reasoning that she was trying to get blame on Natalie. I was like, oh, I don't like that. Because if it works, it'll piss me off. Yeah. Because that's the same reasoning that Ron used. And they harped on him hard for no reason. Yeah. And if she got away with doing the same thing, even though they were like, well, we messed up, like, blah, 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 this is Ron's fault. And then they didn't learn from their ways. I don't know. Yeah. This is so stupid.
That did. When I saw that when Natalie messed up and then she was like, oh, I could use that. I was like, why though? We just literally had a scenario when somebody tried to use that. It was wrong. And then they almost tried to kill him every night, like for real. Yeah. Like they hated him because of that. It would have made no sense. I also think that like it's such a like tricky predicament because even if Lisa did somehow get the vote on Natalie and she got voted out, I feel like it would have just circled back to Lisa again, because even
Yeah.
though there's other people who were saying that it might have been Natalie because of that, the easiest scapegoat is to be like, well, Lisa led that push
Yeah.
because she didn't want to whatever, so then flip it back on her. So I felt like it was one of those things where Lisa probably would have gotten into like a Ron-esque situation where they just kept coming for her, and it sucks because
Yeah.
all she could do is try to pin it on other faithfuls. Like the only way she could really like shake off suspicion is by putting it on somebody that she actually knows is a traitor, but then she's going against her traitors. So it just really
Yeah.
sucked. But yeah, I agree. If that would have worked, I would have been like, y'all, let's
I've been
use
livid.
what's between here. Let's use what's between here.
Yeah.
I also wanted to say, like, I wholeheartedly agree, because I don't know if you've seen, but it's literally World War VII over whether Rob did the right thing, whether Rob's getting too much hate, whether Lisa and Candace are bullies, like blah blah. And I think I'm in your
Bullies.
same camp, basically because it's just, well, maybe not Lisa and Candace, but more like their fans that are mad at Rob.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and I can't speak on any of the fandom stuff because y'all be crazy out there, but I do agree where it's just kind of like, again, that thing where it's like, it's almost as if like there's this like concept in Big Brother where it's like you're not owning your game, where it's like you do something that is completely strategic, but then you're like, oh, it wasn't me, or like, oh, I didn't know, or like I had to make a choice. And I think when Rob went from just like voting for Lisa, even though I think the Rob Funches defense was a bit like you didn't really have to do all that either, but when he went to like being the front runner of like saying why everyone should back off Natalie and ball and like keep going for Lisa, I feel like he made a conscious like decision to want to ride and build up his trust among the faithfuls than keep a traitor. And that's fine, because I actually think that's great gameplay. I do think even as a traitor, your relationships with faithfuls is one of the most important things that you kind of have to build. Obviously a fellow traitor can out you, but like more than likely, I feel like the best scenario is a bunch of faithfuls take you to the end and then they foolishly don't banish you and then you win all the money. So it's really important to have faithful. But I do think like that was active gameplay, not just I my back was against the wall. Like, and I feel like if he keeps painting it as his back was against the wall, to me, it just makes him look shady. And I know, like, I don't know if we got into this yet, but like the whole when the banishment votes go around, Candace votes
Oh
for
yeah.
Rob. And a lot of people are
Which
mad at that too. And I'm like, well, he already showed that he's not trustworthy, that he's willing to cut a traitor. So why should she then be like, all right, now that we got rid of Lisa Kumba, it's us to the end? That would be dumb. He already showed that he's willing
yeah.
to put his relationship over Faithful's over his relationship with Trader, which as he should, because that's a fair way to play the game. But at least Candace doesn't have to just sit back and be like, well, hopefully he stays loyal to me. Like, what? That
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense to me. So
My
I
only
don't know.
problem with that, like when she did that, I thought it was the stupidest thing. So, no offense, because it just didn't make any sense to vote for him when he wasn't even in the lineup. Like, I can understand not voting for a fellow housewife. So
Yeah.
I would think that she would just vote for Natalie.
Yeah.
But like to then vote for Rob, I don't know. It just kind of paints her. I would think I would remember that. I would be like, why did you vote for Rob? That seems so random.
I think for me, and I definitely like was like, ooh, Candace, this is, I thought at first I thought it was genius, and then I saw people reasoning why it was dumb, and I was like, ooh, maybe that is kind of dumb, especially given that like I think people are more likely at this point to believe she's a traitor than Rob is a traitor. And I think that's really what it comes down to. But I think two things, if this was her rationale, like I saw she was on Watch What Happens Live or whatever with Andy Cohen. And she said her rationale was that, I think it was just like she didn't trust Rob and the whole I forget what she said. Oh, she said she thought that he looked shady because apparently he's usually very quiet at these round tables. And when he spoke up against Lisa and for Natalie, it was like one of the first times he did. So she was like, that people have to be able to pinpoint that's out of character. So let me help. So I think that was what it was. But for me, I think it's one of those things where it's like, and I think this is kind of like a Big Brother thing too, where it's like once you never want to get people to start saying your name, because once your name is like even brought up remotely, that can start like a potential conversation. And I think maybe that's what it was. And then somebody also said that like maybe if Ron tries to come for her and then gets her out, and then she's like also seen as a traitor, somebody might get suspicious that she voted Ron, like even though she said it was a throwaway vote. So I think it was like, oh, if you're gonna come for me, then we're just gonna destroy each other. Like that's the thing.
Yeah,
like
it felt like self-destructive. I don't know. I was just like, why would you do that? I don't know. I don't see this ending in a way that isn't bad for the traitors or beneficial.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things where it's like she once like the whole Lisa thing happened, I feel like she was like, because I think like we all see like what Ron did as strategic. Like Lisa was a sinking ship. It was the right thing to do. He could get a lot of clout off of being like the traitor, like somebody who was on the right side of a traitor vote or whatever. But I think Lisa saw that, or sorry, Candace probably saw that as a big portrayal, and she was like, oh, I'm not, you already decided to end the traitors by doing this, like it's not me, it's you, so like you already, like I think that's what she saw it, because I feel like her and Lisa, I personally think, kind of made the mistake of being like, it's do or die with the traitors. But I can understand where they got it from if there is a history of traitors losing when they turn on each other. So I don't know. Aman says Candace firing that warning shot of a vote at Rob was hilarious. I did scream because I do think she is, because a lot of people talk about Rob's social standing, but I feel like she also has a really good social standing too. So I do think that there's Rob people that will come for her, but I think she has her own set of people that would come for Colton Rob duo. So I don't know. It was
I mean, she already turned it somehow and brought it up. I was like, she said something about like, well, I think it's Colton and Rob. And I was like, how is this gonna work out? Are people really gonna believe that it's Colton and Rob who just got Lisa out to get, like, I guess maybe you could think like they're
I was gonna say,
which they are technically, but like them two, like, I don't know, so out in the open like that together.
Yeah,
odd.
I think it's hard because there's so many, like, I think it just depends how you think. Like, I think like there's people who will be like, just take things at very face value, and they're like, these two were hanging out and this person's a traitor. Like with the Ron Funches, they're like, well, Donna was a traitor and you were hanging with Donna, so you must have been a traitor too. When it's like, do we think the traitors are gonna be like, hey,
this was like day 2 though. That's what really bugged me. They were like, you were hanging out with her. Okay. You're hanging with these other people. I hang out with anybody. Like, I don't know any of you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm hanging out with Donna.
He was like, I hate Dorinda and her family and everything she stands for. So who else was it? Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, a lot of people surface level will be like, that makes sense. But then other people would be like, actually, no, wouldn't the traitors not ever be people that you like would not suspect and not see speaking to each other because they wanted to keep their distance? So I feel like it kind of depends, because I think similarly, Ron was like, oh, what if there was a house? He was planting seeds and saying that what if there was a turret full of housewives, you know, that kind of thing. Which, I mean, I feel for Candace, I can kind of see the betrayal of being like, oh, he took away Lisa, she's a housewife. But I do think it sucks because maybe she's a little bit blinded that this kind of is good for her, because I don't think people are going to actually, well, not before Ron planted that seed, I don't think people are actually going to think there's multiple housewives in the turret. And then also there's already been 2 female traitors, so people might be like, there has to be at least one man in there, so let's try to find a man next. Hence Colton being like, so Steven
stop throwing names out. What the heck? And then people just believe it.
But you don't understand. He single-handedly got Lisa and Donna out by himself. Single-handedly.
I will tell you though, when Donna got voted out, I did not know that was Donna. I was actually sitting there like, yo, why are we going after this old lady? It was all calm down. And then when they were right, I was like, oh. Well.
Honestly, I was like, whoa, if this is right, that's crazy. I feel sorry for her though, because that was kind of a flop shop. Run as a traitor. Like, she was ostracized. They said that her and Ron Funches and Michael Rappaport were pariahs. And then they were like, because you're an old lady, we think that they're gonna make you the traitor. Like that sucked for her, but I guess she got the Swifties apparently. So there's that. She got Taylor Swift's money, so um so yeah. Let's see. Okay, so like I guess for the next episode, they're really setting up this rivalry, Ron versus Candace. And then there's also the worry about now that they're down to 2 traitors. Usually that's when they would have to or be tasked or get the opportunity, I guess you would say, to recruit someone. So who do you think they're going to recruit? Because I think they have to decide on it as a joint group, which, you know, is crazy given right now.
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Colton.
Oh my God.
So that she can get them both out.
So like, so they're 2 traitors. Guess how I know? Because I'm a traitor. Boom! They have to restart the show. Like, I hate you that. I hate y'all that much.
I wouldn't put it past her though.
Stop. I mean,
not told them that she's been plotting against them, and then pull the rug right at the table.
Imagine. And then you know, obviously we're getting this Rob versus Candace. Who do you think right now is better situated to be able to get the other one out first?
Probably Candace.
Ooh, really? You think she could get Rob out before he could get her out?
Because it seemed like people were already kind of like agreeing with her when she was like, yeah, Colton and Rob. And I feel like there were a couple of people like, you know what you're doing here. I like what you're saying. Well, meanwhile, Rob, I just feel like, I don't know, Candace hasn't done anything that has eyes on her.
Yeah.
Besides that Congo line, because like what the fudge was that? But other than that, I need some live feeds for this show because like if you guys don't know, they just did like there was one episode where they were supposed to do a murder in plain sight, and like to distract, Candace was just like, let's get the conga line going, and everybody was like, conga, and then they started doing a conga line, and I was just like, first of all, where did this come from? Apparently behind the scenes, apparently somebody said something about a conga line, but I'm like, if without the context, it just looked crazy for them to all just be like under a spell to start doing a conga line.
I would say that both Rob and Candace got people under spells because remember when she also convinced Portia that she somehow remember when she literally said to Portia, Michael Rappaport said like put the graves in like the housewives for the first time, and then she was like, I didn't say that, and then Portia was like,
oh my gosh, I forgot about that. I was like, and nobody was like,
exactly. So
you did.
To a witch and a warlock because they got everyone under spells low key.
They might have to kill each other. That's would be a case.
They might have to win. I know.
They should put Eric.
Oh my God! I feel like they would bully him. Honestly, that might be a good neutral though. I don't know who.
Yeah, that's right. I feel like they need someone who's in the middle. That would be like, no, people, let's stop. Let's
call it off. But I feel like, wouldn't you say that Eric was more Team Rob because he was in that Dagger 6 group?
Oh, that's true.
Maybe because I kind of forgot he was in that group low key.
Yeah, because it was random. I was like, oh, Eric. I was like, yeah. But like, also, wait. Side thing. I wanted to bring this up when we brought up the Dagger thing. Natalie's face, even I could tell she had the dagger.
That's her man.
She was like, yeah, my birthday is whatever. I forgot what he asked her, but it was like, what's your favorite color? She's like, black. I was like, girlie, you're smiling too hard about a question that was so simple. Just have a straight face.
She's like, who wants to know that?
You want to go out with me? Or do you want to dagger? I don't know.
She has a husband. Don't be disrespectful, Jazz. But she was like, black.
I like her. You're the one that put her. I didn't know she was married until just now.
I don't know. I've been making that up. But she was like, I don't know who's asking. Who wants to know?
But yeah,
you want this dagger?
Her face is very obvious on screen, and maybe they edited it that it just looked like that. But she really just looked like her answering questions compared to the other people. I was like, okay, I pick you as well. I'm
That
taking
was
your
crazy
card.
though. I was like, Rob was a little too lucky. Let's calm down for a second.
How you got number one and got the dagger? I was like, how is this? You know what? Never mind. I forgot about the dagger. So he's more set up.
Oh my god, I forgot about that too. And he gets it the
Yeah.
next 4 rounds. Apparently, there's only
Yeah.
like 4 rounds left. So he literally gets it to the end.
Yeah. If he can just get like convince some people that it's like, oh, maybe it's a housewives type of
Candace.
like thing, and then he gets a couple, and then he's just like, let me put that key in there.
And
I'm
Candace doesn't even
confident.
know. Oh my god. Candace doesn't even know he has the dagger right now. Either.
Oh yeah. Ooh. Maybe that's why he said that. So that because then he doesn't have to say it.
Say what?
Or lie.
About what?
Like who has the dagger.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, because the thing is, I thought I was a little gagged when you have to like openly be like, I want to use the dagger. But like by then, it's probably going to be obvious that he's trying to come for Candace anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, he basically was able to conceal the fact that he has the dagger. That wait, Robbie Bobby is kind of oscillating
Maybe
on
there was
a
something in there. That's why when I was
maybe.
watching Love Island, I said, you look like someone who could be on Traitors and be devious. Hold on.
Devious maids.
Not that.
Yeah.
Forgot about that show.
Devious madres. Yeah, I mean, I feel I hate to say this because I do hate the idea that like Rob is playing such a better game with Candace. I feel like they're both doing very well.
Yeah.
I think maybe Rob has a bit of an upper hand because he was kind of in the know more than Candace about the banishment of Lisa, and he was kind of on the right side of that. But I think they're both playing a really good game. But I do think that Rob being athletic and being able to get this dagger kind of does give a leg up. I'll see, because like I think it's so weird because I think because he banished or he had a hand in banishing Lisa, Candace feels like he's doesn't care about the traitors and he's trying to get everyone and he's trying to break them up. But I think because Candace feels that, now Rob actually does feel that. Like I feel like part of me feels like he might be like, okay, we got Lisa. I'm willing to ride out with you at least for a while. But it will probably end up where if they got to the final whatever together, he could probably convince the other faithfuls to banish her and like, you know, if he wants to. But I don't 100% feel like he's just like, I will end every traitor. But I think if he feels like she feels that way, then he's going to have to feel that way. So now it's like they're at odds. But I don't know. I guess we'll see what we pull out. A lot of people are saying that Candace seems very bitter on social media, indicating that maybe Rob wins out. But I don't know. She's also a housewife, so maybe she likes the drama.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But she was already bitter in the show too.
Listen, I think
that doesn't.
She's what?
That doesn't leave you the feeling of like feeling that you were betrayed.
That's true. I mean, it was just, I don't know. I understand both sides of the coin. Like I understand if Rob, because I do think it's really important as a traitor to have faithfuls that you create tight relationships with and will vouch for you. Because one of the other things that I think is kind of nutty bananas, and I'm like, Rob has these people under spells, is that okay, I get if you're Natalie and he's defending you, like that's y'all go together. I would be like, oh, yes, thank you, Rob. But also, I would just be like, because like if you really think about it, there's no reason to defend a faithful, even if you're faithful, because at the end of the day, you don't know. So it's like if somebody was going to ham at defending somebody, even though he was right, their reasoning was very dumb. I would just feel like, how do you know so much that? Why are you so confident that she's a faithful? Because you know for a fact. Because you're a traitor. Get me in the round table right now.
As you already know who the traitors are. And you have the key.
They're not seeing what I see though. They're not seeing, like, if they have me in that round table, get me in that round table, get a time machine, get me in that round table. I get to know everything I know right now. Okay. Put me back in episode 1. I would clean up. I'd clean up, I fear.
I feel like there should be like a season where there's like the traitors are like hidden from everyone.
Even the people
So
watching?
you don't know who's, yeah.
Ooh, that'd be
Because I feel like,
interesting.
I don't know. I like when I watch Among Us and I don't know who the killer is, I'm like, ooh, I like that. Because it's like you're trying to figure it out with the people, like with like who's playing. So it's like really fun.
That's so interesting. I feel like if that, for me, for that to be the case, they would have to be more clues to figure out. Because I feel like then
True.
at that point, what do they show? Because it's like they can't show things that are too obvious. Because, like,
Yeah.
for example, for the murder in plain sight, do we just, I guess we could just see the Lisa fumbling the brooch scene out of context.
Yeah. Like they can give like different scenes that look like, oh, that could be it. And you're just like, ooh, okay, maybe it is Lisa because she just did that.
Mm-hmm.
But also Mike, whatever his name is from One Tree Hill. Served, what's her name?
None of the above. Steven.
No, Steve. Oh my gosh.
You said John Jacob?
I'm sorry, he has a basic name. I'm sorry. Like once you have a name,
this beef with Mark, or no, this beef with Steven and Mark. And
how do they even spell it? Is it the V or the F? Oh, yeah.
I think it's
be
PH.
that. I don't even know. PH.
Honestly, you're lying about your beef with Dorinda because you actually are beefing with Steven and Mark. So let's be honest here. Okay. You never got Dorinda's name wrong.
It's not my fault. He was named this.
Stop.
Steve is like,
they're gonna come for us. Listen, Mark Stan, come for her.
I was so sure his name was Mark. Who's Mark? Is there a Mark?
Yes, he's the Dancing with the Stars one.
Okay.
You literally told me that.
And that's why. Well, I didn't know his name. I said the Dancing with the Stars guy. That's how I described him because I didn't remember his name.
Listen, Mark, if you want to come
I'm
on
bad
the podcast,
at names, everyone.
Mark, if you want to come on the podcast, we can get her out of here. Listen, the podcast can look like this.
The only people I remember are if you like spell your name like Candace. I'm kidding. Such an interesting way, but
it really is.
I remember her name because Candace is just there's not many Candaces that I need.
Yeah, I think they were saying they called her Candy, but I feel like there's another Candy at Housewives. Candy. So I don't. Maybe I made that up.
Candy, the singer, right? Candy Burke,
the one who made Scrubs. Okay, that's what I thought. But people were calling her Candy with a Y though.
Oh,
yeah. But I don't know if people were just saying that or that's what she goes. Put me in, coach. That's what I'm saying. Period. They need me in there. Me with all the knowledge I have right now, they need me in there. I'd be like, okay, so Colton, how about we banish you? Even though I know I'm wrong, I gotta spice it up.
Just immediately come in, banish the one person you know. one of like few people you know that are not the traitor.
I'm like, Colton, can we do a 3-way banishment? Colton, Dorinda, Mark, because I don't remember your name and it's making me upset. Okay, out of here. And then they're like, those are for you, faithful. And I'm like, and then they banish me like Ron Funches.
I'm like, ma'am, you got that wrong triple time.
I'm like, and how many wrong did Colton get? Exactly. Try me if you want to. Trying to Ron Funches me.
I mean, he's evened out. That's the problem. You can't come in and just be 3-0 immediately.
let me feel around and then I can get my 3 traitors out. Like, you have to give me time.
You can't even time. At that point. You can only vote out the 2. Well, by that point, they might have another one that you don't even know. It could be you.
Okay. I gotta. Okay. No, I'm like the traitor is I. Honestly,
not that.
Imagine that'd be iconic. Like, okay, new series. It's called Traitor with question mark. You go in, they pick traitors. The traitors don't know they're traitors. So every night they're in the turret, they choose it, and then they get amnesia, like some type of amnesia juice, memory erased. And so they're trying to find out who is killing who, and they don't even know. Get me in there, coach. Get me in there, coach.
I thought you were gonna be like, they don't know, but like everyone gets a chance to like vote 2 people or something. And then whoever wins out of the actual traitors, they're the ones that die. Does that make sense?
Wait, so nobody knows
who the traitors are, like even the traitors.
Mm-hmm.
But they do like a competition, like a little game thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 people on the chopping block. So there's only 2 options. So the 3 traitors that exist, they still don't know. But like everyone's voting
Oh,
everyone's voting. Everyone puts their vote in. But whoever the actual 3 traitors vote for majority, that's the person that dies.
that would be insane.
I don't know what the winning. I don't know how it would work for the traitors. I feel like they're at a disadvantage.
Yeah, I was gonna
they
say.
might kill each other. But
But
that's the only way I can see it working.
then at the end, they all drink amnesia juice, including
They all
Alan.
get the Men in Black pen. We do it to each other.
Colton gets it twice.
Turn to your neighbor.
Then...
Click.
Love that neighbor like you love thyself. That's perfect. They all have to read the Bible at the end.
Oh my god. They watch the Book of Eli.
The Da Vinci Code.
Watch any biblical show.
What's the one with the Jesus?
I was going to say Passion of the Christ.
Yeah, there you go. Then that's it.
I still have not seen that. I refuse. I heard after the South Park episode, I was like, I don't think it's for me.
I've never seen that. I'm sorry. The Passion of the Christ came out in 13 BC. What do you mean you haven't seen it yet? Like, I think that ship has sailed. Like,
oh yeah. I mean, but there's the Passion of the Christ too.
There's the Passion of the Christ too.
I think so.
I think the story's over. Isn't it about
that's like, when I thought that's when he gets crucified, and then this is him coming back. He's like, guess who's back?
Wait, they didn't have that in the crucified? I thought that was the
so
whole
you're asking a person that did not watch it. I can tell you 0 things. I just know Jesus was there.
Jesus was there. Maybe he had a couple scenes.
Maybe some lines.
Folks, thank you for joining us for our first and last, imagine, Traitors Recap. Our first and best, mind you, and the only Traitors podcast. What?
You said the first and best.
Yeah,
Traitors. I hope we don't start at the top. We got to get better.
Don't watch any other. This is as good as it gets, y'all. I'll be honest.
The other ones are trash. Episodes 8 through 9. Ooh.
I'm from the future.
Canceled.
I've seen them. All right, they're bad. So yeah, I don't know how to end this. So bye, Second Imagine.
No. I was ready. Bye.
Oh. What? So yeah, I guess next week we left off. It's gonna be Rob versus Candace. We're gonna see who comes out on top. How are you enjoying the series so far? I guess.
Me?
Yeah,
I like it. Otherwise, I would not have watched those 3 hours. Tell me why, guys. 3 hours on the first episode day. 3 hours in one night. I got things to do.
Wait, did they just show them back to back, or
I don't
they
know how they showed it? But it was like, I'm pretty sure it airs. It has to air.
That's true.
Because people are watching on TV. So I'm like 3 hours of that. Then the next week is 2 hours. The dedication. I was like, now that I watched these 3 episodes, I gotta keep going. There's no turning back. And I still like it
because they're good.
I like the drama.
Yeah, it's so good. I'm like tempted to go back and watch the other seasons, even though they're like low key spoiled for me. But yeah, I'm also really enjoying it a lot. I definitely think compared to the first season, they've made so many changes in a positive way. The first season, it was half famous people, half civilians, which was foolish. Although it was kind of entertaining, but I like the fact that it's all celebrities now. I like the game mechanic changes that they've made. I still feel like there could be I still feel like the actual games are kind of useless, and I low-key struggle to not fast forward through them, but I feel like they're getting better. It's really cool to be so early on, like with specifically Traitors US, be so early on in the start of a show that you're like actually seeing them like change things to make it better, and that's, I don't know. I think that's really cool. So yeah, for you guys who are K-pop fans, we'll have our usual scheduled Sleepy Idol broadcast tomorrow at 8:30 EST. So make sure you're there. Other than that, I guess that's it. What should I like? Yeah, I was gonna say, what should I sign off be? Don't get murdered.
Sorry. I feel like the I don't know.
That is exactly how you say
Martyred.
it. Martyred.
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 Getting martyred.
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 Okay, that's it. Don't
Martyred.
see
Sounds
you
like
next time.
something from Lord of the Rings. I just can't think right now. Mordor. There we go. Oh my gosh. I was like, why can't I remember? The fact that you knew this, I didn't know you watched Lord of the Rings.
Never in
Oh
my
my gosh.
life, but I do know that
Oh.
one piece of pop culture. Just
Well,
that one thing.
as you should.
All right. So see you next time and try not to get bothered. I'm giving my best out here.
But the first sound you made, you said at that, I don't even know. Martyred.
Martyred. All right, guys.
Martyred.
Bye. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.